Tiny Yoga. Hi guys. Are you ready for shenanigans? Tell me you are ready for shenanigans. Good morning, Carrie. Good morning, Ryan. I am obviously late to class. So give me just a second here and I will get YouTube is raring to go. Instagram unfortunately takes extra steps. So we press create and live video and Tiny Yoga. Audience, public. You ever go live on Instagram? There's a lot of buttons to press. Copy that thing. Go over to this thing. Paste that thing. Actually, first select all and then paste. And then press play. YouTube, good morning. Hello. And Instagram, good morning. Hello. All right, you guys. I think the camera is lopsided. My thing broke this morning. But let's see how much room we got. I gotta wait for Instagram to catch up. Hold on, guys. Nope. Hold on. Really, I'm just trying to get Instagram framed properly, guys. Hold on just a second and we will get into class. Hello and welcome, everyone. This is Tiny Yoga and I have nowhere safe to put my coffee, so he's coming with me. Final boss liberal. You want to play Final Boss? I can play Final Boss. Go get yourself a chair or somewhere just to put your butt, and let's see if you can make it through our 30-minute gentle flow for everybody in every space. What do you say? It's me, Mario. What do you say? I challenge you. You want to play a Final Boss round? Come on. Come on. Are you scared? Are you nervous? Are you nervous? You don't want to get in a chair and do some chair yoga with me? Is it too, I don't know, liberal? I can't stand still for a long time. Feral Merman, me neither. That's why I squat on my toes. Because then I don't have to stand and I don't have to be still. Skid Row chic. You guys are all about it this morning. Go put your butt in a chair and come join me for this class. All right, Instagram. Come on. Frame it right or you're going to be fired. Can you see? Hey, moderator!
Yes?
Can you see me on Instagram? Is it really that narrow of a view?
I was just checking. It is fairly narrow, but we can see you in the chair.
All right. All right.
I like your back right on the edge of it.
Okay. It is the way that it looks up to me. All right. Well, sorry, Instagram. I guess just by the nature of your platform, the camera angle sucks. So, if you want a wide angle lens, you can go to YouTube. If you want some narrow ass, can barely see what's going on angle lens, go to Instagram. And if you want all the shenanigans, stay here in TikTok. Derek, why don't you find yourself Derek Armstrong? What's my favorite accomplishment Kamala Harris had done so far? She hasn't taken away my right to practice Tiny Yoga. Why don't you find yourself a place to put your butt and join me for class? Double dog dare you. You got it in you? What do you think? What do you think? I know. It's really scary to have to put your butt in a chair and actually spend some time inside of your mind, inside of your body, inside of your breath. God forbid you find yourself in there. So, enough shenanigans. That's not true. Don't believe me when I say that shit. Okay. This, my friends, is Tiny Yoga. I'm going to make the comments big so that I can see them and not me. Hello. For those of you who are new here, my name is Reverend Deborah. I am an interfaith minister, a movement facilitator, and clearly your shenanigan shaman. This is Ajna, and he has recently become a ham, so we will probably see him a few times during class. Are you going to find a good spot to sit? You gonna go lay down in a good spot? No, you pets first. You had a hair on the top of your head. Okay, go lay down. No, go lay down. Go lay down. All right, and this is our Tiny Yoga class. Tiny Yoga is a 30-minute gentle flow for everybody and every space. Not dogs, unfortunately. Sorry, dog. You can sit, and you can enjoy the practice on the floor. You can do your down dogs. Sir, go lay down. Go lay down. Let me give you a treat. Let me give you a treat. Come here. Let's give him a treat. You want to give the dog a treat first? Derek Armstrong, you're in your rocking chair, holding your baby boy, thanking the Lord Yeshua for his little soul. What a beautiful moment to be cradling your baby. What a beautiful moment. I still remember cradling mine. I still remember the smell of his head. If you're really cuddling your baby right now, smell his head. Sniff his head. Give it a big... That's my favorite part about babies. Okay. So this is our Tiny Yoga class. What is Tiny Yoga? Are we talking about like itty bitty? I don't know. Don't make any silly remarks, D. Tiny Yoga is a 30-minute gentle flow for everybody and every space. And this class was born out of two things. One, I travel a lot and live in all kinds of different spaces, including RVs and tiny homes and stuff like that, and sometimes just in the front of a regular car. So for a long time, I used that as my excuse not to practice yoga. And it's a bunch of baloney because you can still get plenty of exploration and experience through chair yoga. The pirates are on high shenanigans, guys, beware. So all you need for this class is a place to put your butt and your attention, if you can cultivate it. Usually our attention likes to wander off as soon as we start doing any sort of thing. Today we are going to cultivate our attention and our intention. So there's our 30-minute flow. We're going to move through some hip openers. We're going to ground into our breath and into our bodies and into the earth. We're going to open our hips and strengthen our middle here a little bit. Get some twists in, and then we're going to sit. We're going to close with our mudra for the week. The mudra for this week has been the Vajra Mudra, the Thunderbolt Mudra. A mudra that boosts self-confidence, increases the solar energy in the body, and in general brings more vitality to the whole system. When we do this mudra, I will cue you to different ways to do the mudra. You are welcome to just hold it at your chest. If you'd like to go for the full effect of this mudra, you can, we'll do it at the end of class. We'll do it at the end of class. Ajna, sir, it's not time. You're not a lap dog. You're not even close to the size. You're kind of close to the size, aren't you? Okay, this is one last time, and then we're going to do class. Don't let him tell you that I don't give him pets. The first thing that we do every single morning is this. He rolls over on me, and we spend a good 15 minutes doing pets, okay? Don't let him tell you any different. Whatever he says, it's not true. It's not true. I give you pets all morning long. I give them you all morning right before breakfast. It's true. Okay, go lay down, please. Thank you. All right. Find yourself a place to put your butt, preferably somewhere where you can reach the ground. This will probably be a little bit weird if you can't reach the ground, but you could probably get through this flow. If you're in the front seat of your car, you're going to want to swing your legs outside the door, unless you can push the seat back and give yourself plenty of room between yourself and the steering wheel. The back seat is a great place for chair yoga. Passenger seat too. Driver's seat, not so much. So, find yourself a place to put your butt. Good morning, everyone. Welcome in, welcome in. We are just starting class, so find that spot to put your butt. Move, scooch your butt to the end of your seat. Bring your knees and ankles to stack on top of your ankles. So your knees will be at a 90-degree angle here, feet on the ground. It's okay if you have shoes on or you're barefoot. Doesn't matter. What the important part is your intention and your attention. I want you to bring all of your attention to the bottom of your feet. Close your eyes and place your attention in the bottom of your feet. Feel into, are your toes cold this morning or are they warm? Are your feet already sweaty? Are they itchy or do they feel really nice? Bring all of your attention into your feet. Again, eyes closed. Bringing your awareness to the sensation of your feet touching the ground, or your feet in the shoes. Feel the shoes and socks around your feet if you've got them on. Feel the ground beneath if you don't. Then push your attention, all of it, every ounce of it, into your right big toe. All of your attention, every bit of your attention that you have, place it in your right big toe and press that right big toe into the ground and release. All of your attention into your left big toe. Press your left big toe into the ground and release. All of your attention in your right heel. Press all of your attention, put all of your attention in your right heel and press it into the earth. Release. All of your attention into your left heel. Press it into the ground. Release. All of your attention in your right pinky toe. Can you do that? Can you press your right pinky toe to the ground all by itself? Release. Find your left pinky toe and press it into the ground. All of your attention in your left pinky toe and press it into the ground. Can you do it all by itself? No, that's weird. I can't do my left. I can do my right. And release. Press all 5 toes on the right foot into the earth. Press all 5 toes of the left foot. Don't release. Into the earth. Both feet, all 10 toes pressing into the earth. And release. Both heels pressing into the earth. And release. Roll your feet to the outside, to the blade of your foot. My silly dog. Just to the outside of your foot. Pressing it into the earth and release. Roll them into the bridge. You can spread your knees a little bit if you need to. Roll them in a little bit and press and release. Bring your knees back to shoulder width apart. Press both feet into the ground with intention. Press both feet in, the entirety of both feet. The balls of the feet, all 10 toes, the heels, the blades, the bridge, all of it pressing into the earth and release. Bring your right hand and place it on your heart. Bring your left hand and place it on your upper belly. Still with your eyes closed. Unless you're uncomfortable, feel free to open them if you feel that way. Take a deep breath in, inhaling through the nose, pulling the breath through the lungs and into the belly. And sigh it out. Inhale again, expanding the rib cage in all directions, front, sides, and back. And let it go. Inhale again, this time lifting the heart and lifting through the top of the head to elongate the spine. And as you exhale, let the shoulder blades melt down the back. Gently tuck your chin to bring intention to your posture and release any tension remaining anywhere else in the body. At the end of the exhale, seal the lips and find a comfortable, steady rhythm of breath. With your hands on your chest and your belly, notice the way both your chest and your belly rise on the inhale. And if they don't, bring intention to it and pull your breath in deeper. And exhale. As the belly and chest fall. Inhale again. Exhale completely. We're just cultivating our attention in this moment, slowing down the activity in the mind and in the body, slowing down the breath to bring ourselves fully into this present moment. Nice, big, full breaths. As you continue to breathe, I invite you to offer a gentle smile to the present moment. What a gift to be here, to be now, exactly as I need to be, exactly where and when I need to be. Offer that smile of gratitude to the present moment, to the gift that is the present moment, the opportunity to be present in the here and now, to meet myself and everything else that arises with curiosity and willingness. What a gift. Stay here as long as you'd like to. We're going to go ahead and move into our flow. If you're ready, go ahead and release your arms, and we're going to begin with neck rolls. First, inhaling the chin up and rolling the neck all the way around one direction. When the chin gets back up, pause and go the other way. Slow roll. We're not trying to pop the neck. Stop at the top and roll the other way. But if snap, crackle, pop happens, it happens. The intention here is not to overextend. Stop at the top and switch direction. It's to warm up the muscles, to bring awareness into the muscles, to say hello. Stop at the top and switch directions. Stop at the top. Drop the chin down to your chest. Exhale. Inhale the chin up. Exhale the chin down. Notice your posture. Lengthen your spine, lifting through the top of the head. Chin parallel to the ground. Inhale. Exhale, gaze over your left shoulder. Inhale back to center. Exhale, gaze over your right shoulder. Inhale back to center. We're going to do those one more time each side. Exhale, gaze over your left shoulder. Inhale back to center. Exhale, gaze over your right. And back to center. We're going to tilt the ear down to the shoulder. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, keep the shoulders soft, dropping the left ear to the left shoulder. Inhale back up. Exhale, dropping the right ear to the right shoulder, keeping those shoulders relaxed. Inhale, center. Exhale, left ear to left shoulder. Inhale, center. Exhale, right ear to right shoulder. Ooh, good morning, neck. Inhale back to center. We're going to move into neck rolls again. This time, not just moving the neck, but get your shoulders involved. Lean back a little bit. Lift the right shoulder as the head rolls over to the right. Lift the left shoulder as the head rolls over to the right. Lift the right shoulder as the head rolls over to the left. And get kind of an upper torso roll circle thing going on around here. Go in one direction. Let the arms hang either in your lap or by your side. The zombie sway? I don't know. Zombie circles? What are we doing here? Switch directions. Get your upper torso, your shoulders, your head. Big rounds. Back to center. Inhale, pull the shoulders up to the ears, nice and tight. Exhale, drop them down with a release the arms beside your legs. Inhale, the shoulders back up to the ears. And to release. One more. Inhale, up to the ears. And we're going to move to backstroke. You can do them both arms together. Lifting up, forward, forward, up, and back. Backstroke a couple of times. One direction, and then forward stroke, both arms together. And then back again, this time alternating one arm and then the other. Pretty little backstrokes in your chair. This is how we start our day, with some synchronized swimming. And then switch directions. This time, it's not a backstroke. Forward stroke, I think. It's been so long since I've been in swimming. Swim, my friends. Swim, little fishies. Come back to center. Shake out your shoulders. Shake out your arms. Shake out your chest. Get a little wiggle in there if you got it. Come back to center. Sweep your right arm up, out to the right, overhead, and arch the right side. Opening for a nice stretch in the right. Inhale and exhale, gaze past your armpit. Inhale, come back up to center, release the arm. Exhale. Inhale the right arm up overhead and lean down towards the left arm. Goodness gracious. Left arm up overhead. We're getting that left open body side stretch. Inhale. Exhale to gaze up past your armpit. Try not to offend yourself. Take a breath here. Ajna. And release. Now I'm going to put you outside. You've already got my pants dirty. There you go. Okay, back to it. Brief intermission. Find the edge of your chair, and we're going to go into a couple of cat-cows. So again, grounding the feet, stacking the knees above the ankles. So they're a 90-degree angle, knees shoulder width apart. And we're going to move into our cat-cows by sliding our palms across our thighs. So as you push the spine back, you push your hands forward up to the knees, tucking the chin, tucking the tailbone, curling in nice and tight. Exhale, and then with an inhale, we drag the palms back across the thighs, up the thighs, as we send the chest forward, chin up, tailbone back, as if you got a little tail to waggle back there. Give your little tail a waggle. Inhale. And exhale, pushing the spine back, tucking the chin, tucking the tail. Inhale, forward, tip the tail, chin up, chest forward. Nice, big movement in the entire spine. Exhale, back, tucking the chin, tucking the tail. Inhale, forward. Exhale, back. Inhale forward, exhale back. Inhale forward, exhale back, and return to neutral. A couple of torso circles here, focusing this time on the lower torso rather than the upper torso as we did before. So imagine that the lower part of your spine is a ladle or a big spoon, and you're rotating that, stirring into the pelvic floor. Stir up whatever gunk, debris, baloney that you are holding in your pelvic floor. One direction and then the other. Deep into the hips, low belly moving. Get those guts rolling around. Back to neutral, and we'll drop the knees side to side for windshield wiper. Windshield wiper knees. Come to neutral, and then we're going to do one side and then the other, flowing through some hip openers. So follow along, my friends. First, we're going to begin with the right knee. Place your right hand on your right knee, point your toe, and roll your hips out in nice open hip rotation circles. So you're making a nice little circle with your knee going up and out to the side of your chair, then back in. Try to keep your toes from touching the ground. If you need to, go ahead and brace by placing the toes back on the ground when you come back around. But ideally, we want to get a nice rotation, full big circles without the break. When you need, bring the knees back together, and then hip rotations going out, this time out, up and around, back in and down. Out, up and around, back in and down. Keep breathing. Knees back together. Inhale to hug the knee, squeeze it to your chest, point your toe, lengthen the spine. Exhale, forehead to knee. Inhale up, lengthen the spine, hug the knee to the chest. One more time. Exhale, kiss the knee. Good morning, knee. Thank you so much for keeping me mobile. Inhale back up, flex the foot and cross the right ankle over the left knee for a seated pigeon. Here, it's very important to keep the foot flexed. This protects the knee joint. So stay here for a few moments, just breathing into this space. Notice the posture, lengthen through the spine. And as you exhale, melt away any tension you experience in the hip or anywhere else in your body. If you would like to push a little bit, you're welcome to put a little bit of pressure here. But again, we don't create battles within ourselves. We don't use force in this class. So be gentle and be respectful of where your body's limitations are today. If you're not already, go ahead and place your hands on your shin. And we're going to do a couple little cat-cows here to get a little deeper into the hips. So again, inhale, send the chest forward, chin up, tip the tailbone with intention. Waggle your tail a little bit. You feel that in your right hip. Exhale, curve the spine, tuck the tailbone, tuck the chin. Inhale forward. Exhale back. Inhale forward. Exhale back. Get the whole spine moving once more. Inhale forward. Exhale back. Come back to neutral. Inhale to lengthen the spine. Bring intention back to your posture. Now you have two options here. You can go ahead and just forward fold over your pigeon and go wherever is available to you. If you'd like to come up with me in a cradle, go ahead and send your arms through the hole in your leg here and wrap your elbows around the lower leg. Inhale up. Bring in the knee, bring in the leg with you. Breathe. Whether you're in a forward fold or in a cradle. One more big deep breath. Exhale. Go ahead and bring your right arm out to the outside of the right foot. If you're in a forward fold, you're going to have to come up for happy baby, or you can stay in your forward fold. Inhale. Release the leg so you can open up for a half happy baby. Go ahead and give that some pressure, pushing on your foot, opening the hip, pushing your knee as far back as is available to you today. Breathe. Inhale again. Exhale. This time, release the knee right over left, crossing those knees for eagle legs. Bring your right arm, sweeping it up overhead for another side stretch. Inhale back up. Bend the elbow, dropping the right hand behind the head. Inhale, twist back to open up with the elbow. Exhale, bring your elbow to the top knee. You can keep your hand on your thigh or you can place it behind your back. Inhale up and open. Exhale, down and touch elbow to knee. Inhale, open. Exhale, down. Inhale, open. Exhale, down. Focus on the torso, opening or lifting your upper body. Inhale, open. Exhale, down. Inhale, open. Exhale, down. Inhale, open, and release. Inhale one more time to lengthen the spine. Exhale, bring your right hand behind you to the back of your chair or the back of your seat and twist to gaze over your back shoulder. Take 3 deep breaths here. Leb, will you go get my dog? He got out the gate somewhere.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yep.
At the end of that third exhale, go ahead and release. Uncross the knees. Thanks for saving my dog.
I'm going to get my shoes on.
No, I just said thank you. All right. That was fun. You want to do the left leg? All right. Left leg. Left hand on the left knee. Point that left toe. And we'll do some opening hip rotations. Up, out, down, and back in.
What are you going to do?
He got through somewhere. He was just in the front yard. Thank you. Rotate the hip, left hip joint. Up, open, back in. One more. Bring the knees back together and the back the other way. I think it might be under the camper. Under the camper. Okay, we've switched directions. Sorry, guys. Rotating the knee. Out, up, in, down. Out, up, in, down. There we go. I'm with you. Bring the knees back together. Inhale, pulling the knee up, hugging it to the chest, lengthening the spine. Exhale, forehead to knee. Inhale again, lengthen the spine. Exhale, kiss the knee. Whisper sweet nothings to it. Thank you. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Flex the foot and cross that left ankle over your right knee, allowing the left knee to fall open. Bring intention back to your posture here. Keep that left foot flexed. It protects the knee joint. Place both hands on your shin, and we're going to move into little cat-cows. Do you feel that left hip slowly releasing? Try with your intention, right? With intention, make sure we keep releasing any tension. If you notice there's holding, take a breath and let it go. Inhale, lifting the chin, sending the chest forward, tipping the tailbone. You feel that shift in that left hip. Exhale, push the spine back, tuck the tailbone, tuck the chin. Inhale forward. Exhale back. Inhale forward. Exhale back. Inhale forward. Exhale back. Inhale back to neutral. So again, like we did before, you have the option of going into a forward fold, or bring your hands into the little hole here your pigeon knee has made. Hook your elbows around your calf. Inhale up for cradle. Keep that foot flexed, please. Breathe big deep breaths here, either in your forward hold or in your cradle. Nice long spine. If you're upright, if you're folding, just relax, release any tension. Now again, we're gonna shift to happy baby. If you're in a forward fold, you can stay there, or you can come up by grabbing, using the left hand to grab the outside of the left foot. Release the leg and open the leg, open the knee. So the knee pushes back, hip open, foot forward. Keep that foot flexed. Inhale, exhale. Inhale again, lengthen the spine. Exhale, point the toe and cross the left leg over the right for eagle legs. Bring your left arm nice and open, sweep it up over the left side. Inhale, exhale for a side stretch on the left. Breathe. Inhale back up. Bend the elbow. Place the left hand behind the head. We're not putting pressure on the head. Just make the intentional connection here. Inhale, open, twisting the torso. I'm using my front. So your right hand should either be just resting on your thigh or you can put it behind your back. I find it's easier to put behind my back to keep it out of the way. Inhale to open. Exhale, folding forward, bringing the elbow to knee. Inhale, up and open. Exhale, fold. Inhale, open. Exhale, fold. Inhale, open. Exhale, fold. Inhale, open. Exhale, fold. Inhale, open up all the way. Release the arm for a twist. Placing that left arm behind you, gazing over your left shoulder. Big deep breath. Exhale completely. Inhale once more. Exhale as you slowly come back to the front. Uncross your legs. Flex the feet and extend both legs out. Make sure you're on the edge of your seat here. Scoot your chair if you can. Find the very edge of your seat. Inhale to lengthen the spine. Exhale, tiptoe your fingers all the way down your legs for a forward fold as far as is available to you. Once you find your edge, release the head and take 3 big deep breaths here. Keeping the feet flexed. One more breath. Slowly roll up on your next inhale. Bring your hands to the right beside your bottom. We're going to do a couple of reverse plank ups. So if you're interested, come join me. Walk your heels forward just enough to lift your bottom off your chair. And we're going to drop 10 times and you're going to take your time here. Breathing with it. Inhale, lift up just a little bit higher. Keep your toes flexed. Exhale, slowly sink down. Inhale back up. Exhale back down. Inhale up. Exhale down. That's 3. Inhale up. Exhale down for 4. Inhale up. Keep space between your shoulders and your ears. Don't close your ears up. Don't collapse your neck. Exhale back down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. I think we're at 7. Inhale up for 8. Exhale back down. Up for 9. Exhale back down. Hold. Slowly inhale up for 10. Exhale down. And then release yourself back to the chair in whatever safe means is available to you. Give your shoulders and arms a shake. Sway side to side, release those arms and flop them around. Relax your body. Come back to center. Again, finding the edge of your seat, bringing your feet to the ground, flat on the ground, grounding the feet, knees shoulder width apart, 90-degree angle stacked above the ankles. Again, we have a mudra this week, the Vajra Mudra. This mudra is a general overall vitality boost, improves mental clarity, clears the essential energy channel, the Sushumna channel, and generally revitalizes the entire system. So there's a couple ways you can do this, and it's just whichever's available to you, whichever feels best to you today. The mudra is done like so. Bring your palms together, interlace your fingers, all of them except your index and your thumbs. Bring your thumbs side to side. So that will mean your index fingers will open a little bit so that the sides of the nails of the thumbs are together. You can simply hold this mudra at the heart. We're going to hold for 5 minutes. So you can just keep it here at the heart, or the best effect that you get, or the most effect that you get, the most effective way, there we go, is to sit in thunderbolt pose. So in a chair, we're going to scoot a little bit back into our chair, but bring our feet to point, our toes to point underneath the chair. Find where it's available to you, where you're not going to slide off your chair during practice, and then send your Vajra Mudra directly overhead. Fully extending the arms, keeping lots of space between the ears and the arms and the shoulders, opening that space with intention, nice long neck, lifting through the top of the head. So again, you can stay in this position for the full 5 minutes. If at any point this becomes too intense, feel free to bring it down to your chest and just continue the rest of the 5 minutes that way. That's probably what I'll do. But I'm going to start like this. So I've got in my handy dandy timer right here. We're going to do the mudra one more time. This is the mudra. Palms together. Interlace your fingers except for your index fingers. Bring them to touch. Then roll the sides of your thumbs together, opening your indexes just a little bit. Nails of the thumbs side to side. You can either hold it here at your chest, just in a regular seated position, or you can go for seated thunderbolt and lift it up overhead. Handy dandy timer flipping right now. 5 minutes begins. Find your posture. Find your favorite place to be for this one. Close your eyes and just listen to your breath. Remember, the most important part of meditation is your intention and your attention. Meditation is a personal practice. The more you sit with it, the more it resonates within you, and the more we cultivate our ability to bring our attention where we want it to be. So if you notice your mind wanders off to some to-do list or some event that happened 10 fucking years ago, just gently bring your awareness back to the here and now. If your body protests in a way that feels okay, just notice. No need to change, no need to adjust anything. Remember, at any point, if it becomes too intense, honor your body's need for boundaries. Keep breathing. And allow whatever comes up to rise with the inhale. Validate it, give it space. And exhale, giving it permission to leave when it's ready. Not by force, but by cultivating our intention alone. Nice long spine, intentionally lifting through the top of the head, intentionally sending the tailbone down into the earth. Imagine yourself like a lightning rod for solar energy. Catch some of those solar flares that have been coming through. If your head is floating away with itself, I invite you to intentionally bring the chin in just a little bit, gentle tuck. It'll assist with your posture. And keep your head from rolling around on its own. Stay with the breath. Inviting the solar energy to charge my entire system, to clear the entire system. Vibrating my cells at higher and higher frequencies, receiving light codes, all that good stuff. Nice, deep breaths. Keeping space between the ears and the shoulders. Don't let it collapse. Keep your intention here. Keep your attention here. If things start to get a little intense or a little chaotic, I invite you to offer a smile to your system, reminding yourself that you're okay. You're not in any real danger. Remember to keep melting those shoulder blades back down the back. Find tiny movements to release tension. We're almost there. Keep it up. Stay with the mudra, stay with the breath, stay with whatever comes up in your system. Inhale, validate it, give it space. Exhale, give it permission to release. You can do it. We're almost there, my friends. Stay with the breath. Stay with the mudra. Go ahead, before you drop the mudra, before you bring the mudra down, go ahead and plant your feet back out in front of you, knees at a 90-degree angle, and we're going to pull these light codes down into our system. So with a forceful ha, I want you to pull your mudra right down to the heart. Point the mudra down at the earth, sweep it up, out, and overhead. Inhale, exhale, back down to the heart. Below the heart, actually. Point the mudra back down to the earth last time. Sweep it out, up, overhead. Receive that solar energy all the way down into your system with the go ahead and shake it out. Release your mudra. Release your practice. When you feel ready to close, either bring your hands into prayer or just lay one over the other over your heart in gratitude for today's practice, in gratitude for this space where we can learn and grow and thrive together, in gratitude for these practices and these tools that allow us to align our systems, bring our whole systems into wellness, into balance. Gratitude for the prana, that universal life force that is always flowing like water through the path of least resistance to bring you to your highest good, highest truth in every single moment. If only we can get out of our own way. Gratitude for the opportunity to create flexibility and create space for the things that occur within us. Offer yourself gratitude for taking the time for self-care today. I hope you're fucking proud of yourself, because I'm pretty fucking proud of you for showing up for class. Thank you again for cultivating this CAYA space with me. And release your practice when you're done. So we will, remember, friends? Oh, well, hold on. Hi. Replays for this class are over on YouTube. We are live on TikTok, on YouTube, and on Instagram when Instagram cooperates. So replays remain over on YouTube for a matter of weeks, usually. Hey, Shauna, welcome. Tobias, hello. Could I make yoga for feet, Tobias? Yes, there are. I actually have a flow that I posted in my Discord space for plantar fasciitis. Plantar fasciitis stuff. Katie, really proud of myself. Whoop whoop. Man, my solar plexus is overflowing. Nice. Great, cool. For the 5-minute one today, I got on my knees and held the hands up. Yes, that is the full. So that's the like peak pose for that mudra is called the thunderbolt pose, and that's what it is right there. On your knees with your butt on your feet, arms up. Blair, you feel good? Yay! Ashley, how often do you go live? Just catching you for the first time today. Oh, welcome. Awesome. So I am currently my schedule's in flux right now, but for the month of October, I am live Monday, Friday, and Saturday. 10 a.m. Pacific time. Monday, we introduce the mudra and we practice the mudra with a little meditation. Friday, we do tiny yoga and we usually incorporate our mudra into it. And then Saturday, we do a big kahuna meditation with the mudra and we get into things like mantras and breath work and things like that in the practices. I am always live on TikTok. I am always live, almost always live on YouTube, and I am sometimes live on Instagram when it cooperates. Apex Gold, vanilla coffee, vanilla ice cream coffee. Are you okay? Did you have vanilla ice cream coffee? Oh, also too, remember, there is a playlist for these classes, and I usually keep them open for a couple weeks. So if you can't make it to the Friday session, know that the replay will always be there. I am Move with Change here on YouTube, Instagram, and everywhere else, but I really only hang out on TikTok and YouTube. Namaskar, Jeannie Dharma. Hello, my friend. Hey, Farron, how are you? Aw, welcome, guys. Thank you, thank you. So if you would really, yes, thank you, Leb. If you'd like to stay connected and like to engage more with our little budding community, you can join our Discord. The link for the Discord is on my Patreon page. I Move with Change on Patreon too. Shauna, I was on TikTok, but it was glitchy. This was perfect. This is the first time for me too. Yay! Awesome! I noticed we had a busier time today, and I'm really grateful for that. So again, as Shauna did here, if you're ever having issues on one platform, go check out the other platform. Usually one, either YouTube or TikTok, is working pretty well. But to join the Discord is where you're going to get to hang out with us outside of class, where we discuss the mudras before I even do them in class, and outside of class where we can engage in mutual shenanigans. Is this copper around my neck? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. I have, I was on your FYP? Yes. Good to hear. What's my name on Discord? So our name on Discord, it's actually called the CAYA community, but I don't know how to search it. I'm pretty sure it's searchable, but I'm kind of new. Hey, Brian. Welcome. So the important things to remember, patreon.com/move with change is where you can get a free link to get in the Discord. There are also membership options available for various things. I offer coaching. We offer group coaching, private coaching. I offer a replay archive for all of my classes for the last year over on YouTube. And then I also offer membership levels for donation. I do these classes for free. Information is free in this space. I share tools. I answer questions. I offer all sorts of things in this space. But the thing I do charge for is my personal time. So that said, we have a workshop. Yes, Ashley, is my name on YouTube same as here? Yes, it is. I am Move with Change everywhere. There's no other Move with Change but me. So we have a workshop coming up On October. Genie Dharma. Anything specific about it, or is it just jewelry? You would love to know. Okay, so that was what I was about to say. So I just recently, after years of all sorts of weird body things, I recently finally got some pretty clear answers about one of the things that have been happening to me and within my body. And it turns out that my neck is really, I've got several from C2 to T1. I have pretty much all of them are like bulging or slipped discs, and I have a fracture in one of my vertebrae. So um, as a yoga teacher, and one that still attends a yoga school, I will be researching my own healing through learning yoga therapy. You guys will be on that journey with me. I'm going to be offering these classes as I do more things specific to try to actually heal the bulging and slip discs through yoga and mindfulness. It's the thing that has brought me the most peace and healing before I had the answer to what was going on. And so I think I can continue to do that. I'm going to try it out. You guys want to see how that goes? Let's try it out. One of the things I do, yes, is wear copper because it helps with circulation. It helps with kind of just raising your vibration sort of stuff. It also, I think it helps like, yeah, I'm not the expert, but I have lots of copper and it makes me feel really good. Ooh, Farron, let me know if you can. Okay, yes, you might have places to point me. That'd be wonderful. I am currently trying to get through into acupuncture because that has been really helpful over the years, and we'll see if I can get insurance to pay for it. There we go, Ashley. I have MS and I am healing. Light of the Void can't stay long, but wanted to pop in and say hi. I do feel better, Light of the Void, and that's the thing is I don't feel horrendous. It's more like I have gotten myself to a place where I can manage my symptoms really, really, really well. Um, but there is still the very real risk that if I turn my head too quick or I get frustrated or I lift something up the wrong way, I am down for the rest of the day or several days. And sometimes the pain gets so intense that I am just puking all day long. Sorry for the graphics, but gray coal, definitely start wearing copper. I have been wearing it actually for several years. Actually, the last couple of years, when I committed back to my spiritual practice after an extremely traumatic event, I put copper on me and I started really to focus in on my personal practice, and it's afforded me leaps and bounds in my journey, which is really amazing, and that's why I'm here sharing this stuff. Heals and power ups the Vishuddha chakra. Yes, Jeannie Dharma. So that's the thing. We talk a lot about the chakras in here, and um, the throat chakra has a front and a back. When you have the front of the throat chakra is in here, and the back of the throat chakra is directly behind it. The throat chakra is one of those chakras where we interact with the material world, so it's going to be parallel to the earth. So any issues that you have in the neck, in the upper collarbone area, in the ears, in the jaw, hearing, listening, this is also about your ability to communicate, ability to speak, and ability to receive other people's truth. This is also about your ability to be honest and know your own truth. So the throat chakra is something that, well, we can get. I was going to like divulge into my astrology because I've got a bunch of stuff with the throat chakra and Mercury and whatnot, and communication being an extremely important thing to me, which is also, I believe, why I'm dealing partially with the neck damage, because I have withheld a lot of communication for a lot of years out of fear. So the physical results of chakra imbalance absolutely manifest in the body. And the tools that I am offering, the tools that I share in these spaces are the very tools that I have used to bring myself back into healing. I was diagnosed with fibromyalgia when I was in my early 20s. I was diagnosed with things like bipolar. In my early 20s, I've had CPTSD for I don't even know how long. Now they're saying I have ADHD, which is just because, I guess, of all the other things. So anyway, I'm on a healing journey. I have been a reverend for 10 years. I have studied human development across the lifespan for, actually, I was thinking about this yesterday. I spent 12 years in college, right? University. And then since then, I have done several years between yoga training, meditation stuff, other certification programs and things. I don't even think I can say 12. I mean, I think I'm gonna have to say like 12, 13, 14, or 15 years of actual education in a bunch of these things. And all of it was done so that I could heal me, right? So that I could heal me from inside and out. Ashley, first emotional pain, then physical pain if you don't clear it up. Okay. Your system, your body is a conduit for universal energy. That energy flows into your system and then creates through the heart a finite toroidal field of energy. This is your personal field of energy as it flows around your body. I like to refer to us as instruments. I like the image of a flute, right? That prana comes in like the breath, the God breath, right? Comes into the system and is expressed through the chakras. Our systems are intended to be clear and open so that breath can freely flow through every bit of it, of our system. The issue that most of us have is we have not been raised in a culture that actually supports the clarity of our system, which is self actualization and authenticity. So most of us are operating, walking around with like gum in the holes of our recorder, water in the half of it, dirt on it. Maybe we've got things all messed up. Yeah, light of the world, gotta go, have a great day. Most of us are gummed up. I won't say that your chakras or your energy is blocked, because I've never met a person who has a total actual full stop block in their system. It's almost always a leak kind of thing. Like if you are alive and operating, prana is flowing through your system and interacting with your chakras and the material world. Most of us operate in imbalance. And when we operate in imbalance, that's a ton of tension and doesn't allow that stuff. Again, I like to use it like this. If I'm balanced, if I'm centered, there's not a lot of tension in my body. But the more I lean towards the past or the future or other bullshit not in the present moment, the more tension my body needs to keep me up, to keep me alive, to keep me from face planting on the earth, right? One of my favorite analogies, right, is to get you guys to get up, stand on one foot, and tell me, where do you feel tension? As your body is trying to align itself, there's a lot of tension in your system all over the place. Once you find center, the tension falls away. Do you notice that? That moment of, and then tension builds a little bit again, right? This is what balance is like. This is what finding balance is like in our lives, in our bodies. When we have that tension in our muscles or in our breath or in our emotions, because the emotions come up and they create tension in the breath and in the body and the muscles and in the mind, that energy cannot flow freely through. When we have perpetual habits, right? The perpetual state of being tense, it becomes physical pain. Another really simple thing. It's not woo-woo, it's not crazy, it's not woke. Clench your fist. Clench your fist and keep it clenched. How long can you hold a clenched fist? You have to use force. I have to create tension. How long can you hold that? Is it do you start to feel it in your muscles? Can you feel it in your wrist or maybe in your forearm? Feel it in your elbow? I've got neuropathy too. So I feel that in through my elbow. It's starting to create issues all the way down here. You can't live like this. And you can't receive anything like that. This I can receive. This I am flexible and fluid enough that if something lands in my head that I don't want, no. But if I'm like this, argue for my limitations, and indeed they are mine. Argue for my tension, and indeed I'm going to be fucking tense. Well, Instagram died on us, so sorry, folks. It only seems to last an hour, and then it says, F you. Ashley, your walking is bad. What can I do to help with it? Is there yoga or meditation I can use? I'm under stress and trying to work on a few things which I feel like has my life off balance. Okay. So, one of my favorite things to recommend, and I'll say this, yeah, I say it often because it's one of my favorite things to recommend. Um, Finding balance is a lifelong journey, right? And we tend to think of it like, oh, I've got so far to go. I've got so much healing to do. There's so much work. My trauma's so deep. I've got so much past. I've got blah, 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 blah. We make up all these stories about how long it takes or how hard it is or how deep it is or how hard it is to reach or whatever. The reality is that everything that you need to heal, to access, or to know about your system is right here with you right now. Some of it is on the conscious level. Some of it is behind barriers of your consciousness into the subconscious. And some of it is deep in your body and will never be up in your brain. But it is all right here. So when I'm asking, how do I heal? How do I align my body? How do I fix this? How do I fix that? I'm looking at the symptom, right? Of course, we recognize that. So, how do I get to the root? If I keep treating the symptom, then the branches are still going to rot over and over and over again. How do I get to the root? Start with 5 minutes. That's all. If you have 10 or 15, fuck yeah. But start with 5. My favorite time to do this is first thing in the morning. When your alarm goes off, if you have to wake up to one, I'm sorry. When your alarm goes off, hit the snooze button for just 5 minutes or 10 minutes, whatever you've got available to you. And in that waking space, in that beautiful fluid space between the states of consciousness, place your hands on your heart and just listen. How often, every day, do you stop and listen to your system every day, first and foremost? And then when you stop and listen to your system, if you do it every day, how do you meet your system? Is it with frustration and a furrowed brow? Is it with judgment and pursed lips? Is it with annoyance and, right, shame, guilt, fear? Or do you give yourself at least 5 minutes a day to just offer compassion? To just be the listening, caring person that we all need in our lives. One of the things most of us are missing is trust with ourselves. Oh, I trust myself. Oh, I love myself. I'm sure you do, and that's good. But if there are things that are unconscious in your system, programs and habits and things that we haven't even acknowledged, much less met and worked with, there are parts of your system that don't trust you. Unless you're self-actualized, there's parts of your system in there being like, yeah, I learned early on it's not safe to be. The most important thing, the most powerful thing that we can do is start showing up for ourselves every single day. When I started this practice was for me actually a little torturous. Ashley, you say you divorced a narc a year ago. He's in control of one of our kids, lawyers, and all that. I'm healing. It's an intense thing to go through. I talked about a couple years ago, I got back on my spiritual path after just denying my truth for so fucking long that I ended up in a horrific relationship, in a horrific situation, and I nearly lost my life. I didn't have any spoons for self-care. I had tons of guilt and shame. I had anvils of anger, but I had no space for compassion. I was pissed, as I rightfully felt justified to be, right? But that meant that every moment of every day and every moment of my sleeping, even because it was that horrific, was tense. There was tension everywhere. So I knew I needed something. In desperation, I grabbed my yoga mat and I rolled it out, and I heard my voices, my pirates in my head going, I don't want to fucking do yoga. I'm not fucking doing yoga. What the fuck do you think we're going to do? You think I'm going to fucking stretch for you? You think I'm going to breathe? Right? You've been there. If you've been there, you've been there. So I didn't. I laid myself out. I stretched myself out on my mat, and I just started screaming and sobbing and kicking and banging my fists on the floor. And I spent 15 minutes like that. Then I rolled up my mat and I went about my day. The next day, I set my timer for 15 minutes, and it was about the same. But as I kept showing up for myself, I didn't do it expecting trust. I didn't do it expecting anything magic. I did it trying to force myself to self-care. But the magic that came from it was that the angry parts of myself started to soften. And I cried more instead of yelled. And the tension in my body started to relax, and the pain in my neck and my back started to ease away. And my voice started to soften. And my breath was a little deeper. These things that we think are trite. Oh, just take a few deep breaths. Oh, just listen to your body. Oh, listen to your heart. Self-love is the most important thing, foundation, whatever. They sound trite. Probably because our culture mocks them. But the reality is they are so exponentially powerful. I can't express it to you until you try it. Through that process, I realized how little I trusted myself. Through that process, I realized how little I valued myself. And there was some shame and guilt in that too, right? But fuck, I didn't even have any spoons to carry shame and guilt anymore. I was just so done. I was like, I can't do that again. I can't. Had I not been a single mom, right? Had I not had my kid, I probably would not have put my feet back underneath me at all. I probably would have just called it. That's how low I was. And it's part of why I'm dealing with the physical pain, physical ailment stuff now. Because I denied my truth, because I broke trust with myself countless times. Because I allowed other people to take of my resources and of my temple without discretion. I didn't have good boundaries because I didn't think that I needed them. I didn't respect myself and value myself enough to place them up because I thought the only way I could be lovable was if I just gave everything of myself. You know what that is? That's imbalance. That's weaponized energy. Remember we're talking about the chakras? If I learn to be the safe and lovable by expressing a massive wave of energy coming out of my heart chakra, right? You know, those highly empathic, I'm going to take care of everybody, do things for everybody else, constantly martyring myself for other people's needs, giving the shirt off my back even when I'm fucking naked, pouring my empty cup into yours, right? My last drops into you know those people. I've been one. I know there's someone here. The only way we know that our systems know how to feel safe and how to get our needs met is by taking care of others. That's an imbalance in the heart chakra. And when we have an imbalance in the heart chakra, what happens? All this energy screaming from your heart. Imagine like a flow of water. When all that energy is coming out, there is very little ability for the backflow to come back in. So what happens? We scream away all of our self-love. And we do so expecting that other people are going to then turn to us and do the same to us. I give and I give and I give to the world, but nobody ever gives back to me. I go and meet everybody else's needs. Why doesn't anybody meet mine? Again, I'm speaking, not mocking, I'm speaking from personal experience. From being the one to weaponize my energy because I didn't know any other better way to get my needs met. And this is the unconscious programming that gets wired into our systems when we are young, before you're even conscious. Your ego manifests to protect you. Listen to that again. When you are unconscious, because up until the age of 8, the brain is in the theta brainwaves. Up until the age of 8, you are relatively unconscious. The theta brainwaves is the REM sleep state. REM sleep. Theta brainwaves, all the way up until the age of 8. During those formative years, your egos come into manifest themselves to become your champions, your allies, your team. And they are doing everything that they know how in their immaturity, because they're manifested when you're 2, when you're 3, when you're 5, when you're 6. Like, these things are manifested when you're a little kid. So yeah, they're immature, but they become the habits and the tendencies and the personalities and the behavior pieces that I repeat again and again and again in my life. Why? Because my ego's out to get me, because my body hates me, because the universe is attacking me. No. Because it's all they know, and all they want to do is keep you safe. This is an imperative paradigm shift. We are taught in the West that our bodies are unintelligent. We're taught that our bodies can't heal themselves. We're taught that our egos are bad, and we're supposed to, either we're taught they're bad, or we're, right, or we're encouraged to be completely egotistical and operate only in the ego, which is not informed by the self when you're doing that. So start spending 5 minutes or 15 minutes or whatever you have, but do it every single day. And when you do, make sure you take a moment to thank the ego, the anger, the bad habits, the overreactive emotions, because they are your protectors and they deserve your gratitude. And the only way you're going to shift those energies, in my opinion, through my experience, is by starting with respect and gratitude. If you create, my mama's words, right? If you create a battle within yourself, it is a fight you will fight every single day. Every fucking day. I will fight to keep this emotion down, or this manifestation of my ego down, or my ignorance in a box, whatever it is. I will fight myself. Well, then you will wage that war all your life. And you can keep staying at war. And then wonder, why does my body hurt? Why is there tension? Why is everything so hard in my life? Again, I don't mean to mock. I'm laughing with me. Because I did the exact same. Only to discover everything I needed for my healing really was actually right inside of me. Yes, the tools, the mudras, the mantras, the yoga, all this stuff is really, really powerful and is really important to my process. That's why I'm here sharing these things. But those things don't mean anything if I'm not also meeting myself with curiosity and willingness, if I'm not also cultivating trust and respect within myself and within the various parts of my system. Remember, this is my finite energy field. I only have so much energy. So that means when my ego manifests, it uses of my finite energy. If that's using it in a way that's causing chaos or tension in my life, let's say it's road rage, right? And I'm embarrassing myself over and over again, and I want to redirect that energy, can I force it to stop? That's a force. If it doesn't trust me and needs to protect me still and I go fighting it, no. Have you ever tried to fight the brain? Have you ever tried to fight the ego? Have you ever tried to fight to stop a habit that you don't like doing and feel completely powerless to do so? Yeah. Because you don't change the self by force. You build muscle, the physical body, by force, yep. But that's the tangible. What we're talking about with mindfulness, what we're talking about here, the self is intangible. The ego, somewhere between the tangible and the intangible. Jace, I will never fight the urge to put my sunglasses on. Thank you very much. How about fight the urge to express an imbalanced solar plexus energy? Because when we feel arrogant and feel like we need to poke at people and belittle others, it's screaming imbalance, which means a smaller heart chakra because the inability to be compassionate or to open your heart and be kind to people, and an excess of your solar plexus, which is about aggression and about your will again on the world, right? So if I feel unsafe, for me, when I was little, I learned that big open heart chakra was maybe what kept me safe. I know that culturally, the masculine in our culture gets a lot of this encouragement for the solar plexus energy. So why do we see all this aggression out in our culture and imbalanced dudes and women and everything in between, right? Being being assholes, being arrogant, belittling each other, fucking trying to steal energy from your finite system. And guess what? Unless you've been doing this work, you're probably doing it too. Because that's how we learn to operate in this world. We use our finite toroidal field. And if I can insult you or yell at you and make you feel bad, guess what I just did? I just pulled from your energy, and your energy field just went like this. Ugh. The problem with self actualization is that when you raise your vibration in that way, expand your system and your aura and your energy in that way, then when these adorable little like arrows from somebody's solar plexus come out, you can look at them with compassion. And remember when you were in that state, when you were weaponizing your energies and throwing darts of insults just so you could feel higher and bigger. Remember when you were ignorant too? Remember when you were immature too? And then pause to love yourself. Because through loving myself and my ignorance, I can also expand. That's what cultivates compassion in me for other people's ignorance. I can have compassion for other people's ignorance and still not tolerate people's arrogance in my space. That's called boundaries. So, thank you, Jace, for the opportunity to talk about boundaries and imbalanced energy. And for backwards complimenting my sunglasses. I got a little stuttery. Pretty sure I'm still immature. Oh, there's lots of me that are too. That's called the inner child. You just got your first pair of glasses last week, Ashley? Nice. I've had a touch and go relationship with glasses in my life, but sunglasses. These are my favorite pair, and they usually sit on a deer skull that I have in my in my room. But today I saw them and they were screaming at me because they matched my colors, and I was like, "Well, now we're wearing them." Lots of shenanigans happened this morning. So, Ashley, the deer does wear them. I'll show you guys a picture. Ashley, about walking. You asked about walking, right? Let me see if I can find it. If it's not that far. It's not that far back, I don't think. Ooh, Red Mommy Yeti. Last night I heard that we don't have faith and love when we resist the messages from the divine. Yeah, the divine is everywhere. Love is everywhere. And if we don't recognize that it is everywhere, then we're not seeing all of it, right? Okay, walking is bad. What can I do to help with it? Yoga, meditation. Okay, that's what you asked. Yeah, walking. Before you add practices, yoga or any other tools, cultivate awareness. So next time and every next time that you walk anywhere, bring all of your attention into your system. And maybe even if it's available to you, make notes afterwards. Go for a little walk and notice there's more pressure in my left heel. My right sciatic seems to pinch when I step with my right foot. My left arm does not swing in the same way my right does. Funny, I keep noticing my head drifting off this way. before you do anything, just like a doctor, before they do anything, treat anything, they have to figure out what's going on. Now they're only accessing really like, symptomatic stuff. You can access deeper than anyone else. You go to physical therapy in 45 minutes? Yes. Okay, let me give you this piece to take to your physical therapist. You don't have to tell it to him, but take it with you. Because I had to go through physical therapy for neurogenic thoracic outlet syndrome and all this stuff in the neck. And they taught me about my posture. And they'll probably teach you too. Hi, Larch. Larch, how are you? I hope so, at least. If they don't, come back to me and I'll do it. But I have spent years, as many of us do, in the forceful correction of posture. Let me shift this way so that you guys can see, so we can do this together. Okay. So, I need to get my pillows under my feet. See why I have sunglasses on? It's sunny here. Typically, many of us, when we pull our shoulders back, right? When we fix our posture, we pull our shoulders back. Stand up straight. Go ahead, try it out. Right here, wherever you're sitting. Go ahead, stand up straight. What do you normally do? I lift my chin. I puff my chest out a little bit, but I pull my shoulder blades back, right? That's pretty standard, I think. Try something different. Let's take the back brace off. Relax again. Release your perfect posture. And now, as you inhale, go ahead and close your eyes. As you inhale, slowly inhale, and as you do, notice the way your heart lifts on your breath. As you exhale, leave your chest where it is. Leave your shoulders, leave your posture where they are, and exhale. Inhale again, noticing the heart, and this time lifting through the top of the head. Not lifting the chin, but lifting through the top of the head, the center of the head. It actually causes you to gently tip your chin in. The inhale lifts the heart, and when you lift the heart, the shoulders naturally roll open. In fact, if you're standing up, you can feel the way that the arms gently roll, the hands will roll just a little bit with the inhale. This is posture. Heart forward. Top of the head lifted. Sending your tailbone down into the earth, just with intention. There's not much movement that goes with it. Your intention and your attention are so fucking powerful that they can change time and space. They can change the nature of time and space. We already have science to prove it. Give your body, give your system that powerful attention and intention. Shoulders back. Fix your posture. Heart forward. The big difference between these two is when you pull your shoulders back, it moves your shoulder blades. Most of us, if you go to rest your back on a wall, if you back up into a wall, your shoulder blades are probably going to touch the wall first. Because many of us have poor posture and usually some kind of slouching. So your shoulder blades tip that way. If you slowly back yourself up to a wall and your shoulder blades touch first, your posture's not great. That's what physical therapy taught me. But you know what this does? Inhaling and lifting through the top of the head melts the shoulder blades right into the back. Not deep in, not popping out, but right into the back. Feral Farm, thanks. My connection has been so wonky since the hurricane. Oh man, that feels good though, the posture. It was a huge, these little tiny things, right? Like, so much of my journey these last few years has been the simplest, most foundational pieces of wellness. there's all these big practices. Like I said, I've been studying these, like human development and wellness across the lifespan for probably something like actually like 15 years between all of my certifications and stuff on top of my university studies. There's a lot of tools, and they're all well and good. But unless I have awareness of my system, of these little subtle layers within my system, then I can't make the necessary adjustments. If I'm in yoga class, when you first start going to yoga, go do the poses, right? Work on the gross motor skills of yoga. That's the big movements, the poses. Okay, this is what it looks like, and your foot goes forward and the other one goes back, right? Those are big pieces. As you practice more, what happens? You become more aware of the subtlety within your system, of the different muscle groups, and the way to just tweak a little bit and find the posture or pull out of the posture or, right, find release tension, all these things. What enlightening the system really means is just bringing awareness into your system. Your awareness is a light. And we understand through quantum mechanics, through science, that your attention, that light of your attention, can affect the very material world around you. What? You're talking crazy talk. No, I'm not. There's a thing called the slit study or something like that. And what they found through this is that there is a layer of creation, a layer of reality that is essentially a chaos layer. It's all unpredicted, it's all undecided, it's all just potential. It's a layer of potential. What happens during that study when you put your attention, when the observer puts their attention on on those particles, they decide. That's how you are co-creating the universe. Everywhere you put your attention, you manifest the physical creation around you. And superposition. And yes, there are like super subtle things to this and how this works and all this stuff and how am I manifesting? Okay, wait, you're telling me that I'm just like creating all of reality? Essentially, when you look away, that's the whole, if the tree falls in the woods, and no one's around to hear it, doesn't make a sound. We think it's egocentric, but the reality is that our perception is in part what justifies a thing, what validates the existence of a thing. If the collective mind doesn't agree that a tree ever makes a sound when it falls, then we're not going to be hearing trees falling. Is it Guru Day on TikTok? Like 15 so far? Laugh out loud. I am not. Let me correct this right now. Hold on a minute. Hello, my name is Reverend Deborah. I'm an interfaith minister. I'm a movement facilitator and dubbed by these lovely people here on TikTok, your shenanigan shaman. What I am not is your guru. You are your guru. What does guru mean? It means that which leads us from darkness to light. That's it. That's what leads us from darkness to light. Guru, from darkness to light. I can find information and teachings and wisdoms and people and talks and all this stuff and practices outside of me that will help lead me out of my own ignorance, which is darkness is ignorance. Yes, yes. Non-aware. Enlightenment is enlightening our system out of darkness. And no matter how many tools, no matter how many teachers, no matter how many things I do outside of myself, when my guru tells me in meditation to focus all of my attention on the tip of my nose, who does that? Can my guru get in there and like make my eyeballs, focus on the tip of my nose, open my third eye for me so I can see it? And does it keep the mind monkeys from chattering away and taking me away somewhere else? No. My guru handles their own shit. Gurus outside of us, with only gurus outside of us, we receive the information. I can know plenty of shit if I study with lots of gurus and lots of classes and lots of books and lots of tools. But without my inner guru, I cannot distill a single shred of that information into understanding. I can't turn it into practice. I can't distill it. I can't transmute it into growth and to self-actualization. I can't use it to clarify my system. Only to a degree. The guru within is the one who helps me enlighten my system, who helps me bring awareness to the inner aspects, these subtle layers of my system. Joe, you must experience life to become knowledgeable for the Father to give you the wisdom that's required. My father did give me some wisdom. So do my brothers, and so do my sisters, and so do my friends, and so do strangers. Everywhere around me is a mirror for wisdom if I choose to receive it. Usually in my ignorance and in my arrogance, I choose not to receive it, right? Many of us say, your opinion's different from me. I don't want to hear that. Oh, that tool is from India. Well, I'm not supposed to use it. You're not supposed to use it. You want to talk about a different kind of spirituality? No. There's only one right way to do things. There's only one. Argue for your limitations, and indeed they are yours. If the only way you receive wisdom is from some godly figure, then that's the only way you receive wisdom. And that's okay if that's the path you choose. But that path is not for everyone. And I personally like to diversify. I don't like to get my info from just one source. Typically that leads to ignorance. Yeah? Yeah. Once upon a time, there was a kingdom. And in this kingdom, there was a king. And that king had 3 subjects. These subjects were blind. They were blind. But these 3 subjects very much wanted to see an elephant. They'd never met an elephant. Great, Cole, have a great day. They'd never met an elephant before. So the king brought them into the courtyard and brought the elephant into the courtyard. And the first man goes to the front of the elephant and he reaches out for it, and the elephant reaches out too, right? So it gets a trunk. And the trunk is all wiggly and kind of fat and long, so he takes it under his arm and he's like, whoa, an elephant's like a snake, like a big fat anaconda. And the second one's like, really, a snake? So he walks up to the side of the elephant and he pats the side of this big bodied beast, right? And goes, snake? It is clearly a wall, like, or a house or something, like, bah, 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 right? Fucking snake, you're ridiculous. Third guy, being a little shorter than the rest, finds his way to the leg of the elephant and wraps his arms around it real tight and tries with all his might. And he says, this is a tree. You guys fucking kidding me with this snake bullshit wall? What are you talking about? You can't put your arms around a wall. Like, this has got to be a tree. And they spend way too much time arguing with each other about who really knows what an elephant is. I love this analogy because we do this. We argue over the elephant in the room, always believing that our perspective, my side of the elephant, is the only truth about the elephant. But in doing that, I argue for my ignorance. And when I argue for my ignorance, I remain that way. And there's nothing any guru can do outside of me. Have you ever tried to talk to somebody who's arguing for their ignorance? There's nothing you can say. And ultimately, there's nothing, it's not your job. I'll give you that caveat right now. It's not your job to say anything. I mean, yes, we want to assist each other out of ignorance and whatnot, but when people are arguing for their ignorance, we can offer them compassion, we can offer them tools to enlighten their systems, but it's not your job to control anybody else's life or journey or beliefs or paths. You're just creating so much fucking tension for yourself. I love you. Been there. Thinking, weaponizing my energy, thinking it was my job to heal people. Right? Sorry, friend, if you want to go live, send me a message about it. We can chat about doing so another time. I don't do impromptu ones, but send me a message. I'd love to go live with other people if you guys want to go live together. Wow, I just went for my coffee and instead saw this and was going to sip this. Take a little sip of my stones. Why is there tension in my life? Because there is tension in my body. Why is there tension in my body? Because there is tension in my breath. Why is there tension in my breath? Because there is tension in my heartbeat. Why is there tension in my heartbeat? Because there's tension in my mind. Why is there tension in my mind? Usually because my ego characters are trying their damnedest to keep us alive, when that's not ever really... Remember how this is a finite energy? Rocks are delicious. Remember how this is a finite energy field, right? And when I was young, if I learned that I wasn't safe to just be in my body, or I wasn't going to get my needs met just by asking for them to get met, or I wasn't going to be able to just behave any way I wanted to. I had to, like, adjust to my culture. My enculturation process teaches me to build defenses, teaches me that I need protection. So my egos manifest so that they can protect me. But ultimately, it is an imbalanced use of my energy. They're supposed to be there temporarily. And if you've left them there, guarding those doors that are meant to be opened by you and explored and released, then you bet your ass they're going to get fucking tired of being there. And the behavior pattern that was fine before starts to really grate on you and everyone else and your life in general. What's that? Is that my body giving out on me? Is that my emotions taking control of me? No, it's my allies alerting me that they need my support. It's my system saying, hi, I need your attention. I'm creating tension so you know that I need your attention. Can you give me your attention? Stop being tense. I'm just going to tell my body to stop tensing. I'm going to do meditation so I stop tensing. But I'm never going to give my attention to the tension. I'm going to avoid it as much as I can. Because usually that's another safety mechanism, another ego character that manifests to say, tension, that hurts. I'm going to ignore it. I'm going to deny it exists at all. I'm going to go take a pill for it so I can just treat the symptom and make sure the pain goes away, right? Never wondering what keeps breathing that pain into your body every day. So in this space, we talk about what we call the 4 pillars of mindfulness. And these are the foundational pieces of which we build everything else on top of, right? Mudras, meditation, mindfulness, mantras, yoga, and herbalism, nutrition, any of the things that we do for ourselves, for self-care, for wellness and growth and healing, must be built on the foundation of these 4 things. They are, and this is, again, I'm just saying, from my opinion and from my experience, this is where I come from. I'm not your guru. I'm not a master. I'm not the end-all be-all. I'm not telling anybody how to be. This is my cool experience, and it's so cool I decided to share. These 4 pillars are your intention. My intention is my guiding light. My intention, hopefully, is aligned with my values and beliefs, right? But I have to bring my attention in and my awareness in to make sure that that's the case, right? So I align my intention like my North Star, and I hang it out in front of me. Whether it be to heal my gut, or find peace, or just sleep better. Whatever my intention is in the moment or in general, I hang that ahead in front of me, like my little carrot, right? Leading me forward. And then how do I use this? How do I get moving? I use my attention like my compass. and keep it aligned with my intention. Now, remember, as we move forward and grow and enlighten our systems and experience life, our intentions may change. Like when I'm young, my intention may be to be rich and famous someday. And as I grow older, I'm like, oh, that's not really aligned with me. So I adjust my intention. How do I stay focused on my intention when it's a kind of moving thing sometimes? My attention, my compass. This I have to cultivate. It doesn't come naturally. If you look at children, their attention span is... So you cultivate your attention. How do I cultivate my attention? Your attention is a finite thing. It's kind of like a flashlight. Moving that around, focusing it here. Try it. Try it right here and now. I say, find everything that is blue in your space. Find all the blue in your space. I want you to look around for everything blue. Quick, move your eyes around. Find all the things I can't see with my sunglasses on. Find all the blue in your space. Everything. Everything that's blue. Everything that's possibly even remotely some shade of blue. Okay, now red. Everything that's remotely some shade of red. Red, red, red. I see red on a leb. All right, now everything that's green. Any shade of green. All the things that are some shade of green. Now pick the next black thing that you see and stare at it. Give it all of your attention, all of your focus. Do you feel that sinking feeling? Do you feel that pull? Using your eyes? Just your eyes alone. Now listen. Does the black thing that you're staring at, does it make a sound? Would it make a sound? Could it make a sound? Should it make a sound? Does it have a smell? Don't go to it, just look at it, smell. Does it smell? What would it smell like if you could get closer to it and smell it? I wonder what it would taste like. What does it look like? What does it sound like? What does it smell like? What does it taste like? What does it feel like? All of my attention, all of my senses, all of my attention on this one thing in the present moment. There's a difference between giving something all of your attention and just some of your attention. Right? Speeding around the room, looking all these things. All of my attention focused on this one thing. Cultivate your attention. And you can do it anytime, anywhere, all the time. Doing dishes? Pay attention. Bring your senses in. Driving? Pay attention! How often do we not pay attention? Pay attention. Bring your senses in. Having a conversation with your partner, your kid, your boss? Pay extra attention. Offer extra attention. Cultivate extra attention. Because that's the only place that is actually happening here for real right now. The past doesn't exist. Your brain basically files it away as a dream. The future? Undetermined. It's not even promised to you. Who knows what's going to happen, if it's even going to come at all. All I actually have any access to is right here and now. And when I bring all my attention into the present moment, that tension that my body normally feels as I'm operating in the past, present, future, fear, and all this other stuff and holding, melts away naturally. So that's two pieces. Those are only two pillars. My intention, my guiding light, my North Star, my carrot. My attention, my compass, to help me keep my ship aligned with my intention, right? Because if I'm not using my attention and my intent, I'm sitting in meditation. My intention is just to listen to my breath. I'm headed in that direction. Until my attention wanders off and talks about something over here yesterday and some fear last time in meditation, what happens as soon as I realize that happened? What am I going to notice in my body? Almost inevitably, you're going to feel tension in your body. The unawareness, the letting your attention wander away, cultivated tension just by itself. That means when my attention starts to move from the present moment, it creates tension in my system. part of the tension you're experiencing is because your attention is fucking scattered. Mr. Imran Live 804. I don't do battles, guys. If you want to do a live together another time and talk about cool stuff or do practices together, please send me a message. But I don't do battles. I need to have a little banner up here. I don't battle because TikTok takes up to 60% of what you make on here, and I'm not about encouraging my community to pay TikTok that much money. If you want to support the work that I do, go to patreon.com/move with change, drop a tip in my tip jar, the things in my bio. That's not what I'm here for. We're not here for nickel and diming and manipulation. We're here for cultivating our intention, our attention, and then meeting everything that comes up with curiosity and willingness. My intention is my North Star. It's my carrot. It's my guiding light. My attention is my compass that keeps my boat aligned and relaxed, right? In line, in flow with life, with the river of life. Here's one of those things. When I have my intention out in front of me, and I have my attention guiding my boat there, if I notice that I'm running into tension, but my attention is aligned on my intention, it's probably not really aligned with your energy. You might need to reflect on that intention again. User 9299630152688. Intention, attention, tension, and retention. No, we do not cultivate tension in here. We cultivate intention, attention, not tension. We let tension go. And we don't practice retention either. We practice attention in the present moment. And whatever needs to be retained is retained within my system, because not by force, by integration. And integration does not create tension. It releases the tension of holding. Retention is holding. Intention, attention. And as I'm on my journey, I meet whatever comes up with curiosity and willingness. So again, I'm on my journey. I set my intention. I set my intention to practice yoga. I rolled my mat out. I've got my attention here. I've maybe put on some music to help my mind stay focused. If my brain starts to wander off to bitchy things or to worries or fears, I'm going to say, hey, we're on our mat. We're practicing, right? So I'm going to bring it back. I'm going to meet it with curiosity. Hi, hello, are you okay? Yes, I know you're scattered. I know you're worried about the to-do list. We'll get there in a few minutes, okay? I've got a timer, right? I can reassure myself. I can meet it with willingness to hold space for that worry that I'm going to miss the thing on my to-do list. It's okay. But if I'm in my practice and I'm doing this and I notice tension in my body somewhere when I'm trying to do, let's say I'm trying to do somebody else's flow, I'm going to go on YouTube and I'm going to play some random video and I'm doing this flow and I keep finding tension in my body or in my belly or in my emotions. If my emotions keep flaring up to fight back and like, I don't want to self-care, I don't want to, that's where I employ this curiosity and willingness. Used to be, I would say, shut the fuck up, and we would stay and finish the practice because I'm type A. I want to force myself through it. I gotta use force to get through this. I gotta push myself. No pain, no gain. You know, those sort of diatribes, right? Those are trite. I think those are trite. And in doing so, I break trust. My tension, my allies were telling me something's not right. Hold on a minute. Something's not right. Hold on a minute. Something's not right. Listen up. That's what our bodies do, right? When they become more and more tense and the pain gets bigger and bigger and bigger. If I'm doing a flow and I keep finding that tension in my emotions and I ignore it, I break trust and I cause pain. And eventually that creates suffering if I keep doing that over and over again. The alternative is that when I've turned on that yoga flow and I'm doing my mat thing and whatever, and my emotions keep coming up, with curiosity and willingness, I hit pause on that video and I put myself into maybe child's pose or just roll up in a ball and lay on my side on my mat Maybe I grab a blanket and a pillow and I just breathe today. Ashley, have a great day. I'll talk to you later too. User 9299630152608 or 6688. You say, "Sorry, ma'am, I'm trying to have patience, but you are dragging this out." What a beautiful opportunity for you to cultivate patience by listening and being willing to receive. I don't know how much patience that you've cultivated since you have been commenting your idea of these 4 pillars of mindfulness. Is that patience? That's an interesting form of patience. And not everybody has the patience to listen to the way that I speak when I speak. That's okay. There's other places you can go to find quicker sound bites. And sometimes I'll clip quicker sound bites in my content and post it for you. But sometimes we take our time and we draw the picture. These 4 pillars are intention, attention, curiosity, and willingness. I set my intention. And I recognize it's flexible. Right? Because this we come back, it's a cycle. I set my intention. I keep my attention focused on my intention. And then whatever comes up on this journey, I meet with curiosity and willingness. Why? Because when I meet it with curiosity and willingness, what does this do? But these things I meet inform my intention. And we are back around to the beginning. I can reset my intention when I have been informed by my system. Like example of the yoga mat. I went to do my flow. My emotions were not fucking having it. And instead of sticking it out and causing myself forcefully pushing myself through when my system wasn't ready for it, I reset my intention. I shift my intention so that I can build trust and respect with my system, so I can honor my system, so I can respect my allies. Moses, love you too. Who asked? Who asked? Can I wear sunglasses inside? I don't know, Jackson. I seem to be doing okay. Am I allowed? You asked, am I allowed? Nobody's told me no. Not that I'd listen, but nobody's told me no.
You can't wear sunglasses inside.
That's what I say to the no. Was there a delay?
Oh yeah, the delay's like 4 seconds.
I'm hiding a person in my back room. Shit, TikTok. I'm just kidding.
Let me out.
Okay. Jackson, you are asking for about the 4 pillars. Are you still in here? Or did you lose patience too? I said shenanigans. I have a secret lab. I do. You're here? Yay! So Jackson, the 4 pillars, I talk about the 4 pillars of mindfulness. The 4 pillars of mindfulness are intention, attention, curiosity, and willingness. Thank you. Thank you for the cameo. He might teach class tomorrow. He might do the big meditation tomorrow. Why are these the 4 pillars? Where did I learn that? Through my own practice. These are the 4 pillars of mindfulness that I have discovered, the foundational pillars of mindfulness after, like I said, 12 to 15 years of university study, workshops, and other certification programs and things like that, and developing a massive toolbox of tools. And they're all well and good. But those tools by themselves didn't lead me to my healing. I didn't heal. I didn't grow. I mean, I was sure I was doing growth, but it was more like sludging through a fucking swamp and doing it all haphazardly. I was trying to do it by force. I was trying to do it in ignorance, and I was trying to weaponize my desire to heal upon myself. And in doing so, I nearly lost my life several times. I nearly destroyed my life. I've hurt plenty of people, and I hurt myself countless times. And a couple years ago, I had what I put myself in a horrific situation. Unintentionally and ignorantly, yes, and immaturely, yes. But it nearly took my life and brought me to the very edge. And with all these yoga practices, with all these mudras and herbs and tools and mantras and all the years of being a reverend and connection to source, all of it, I didn't have spoons for it to scoop up any of those practices. I couldn't meditate. I couldn't do yoga. I didn't have any fucking energy for self-care. I was too angry and bitter and hurt and genuinely in pain. And so I started asking, where do I start? I'm all done. I'm at the end of that road. I can't be that person anymore. She's gone. And if I have to let her lead again, I'm afraid that we won't move forward. Where do I start? They say that sometimes we really have to, like, things have to get really bad before we change. And damn it if I'm not stubborn. It was the first time in my life where I was truly willing to surrender. Mr. Marshmallow, you say you're there now? I'll tell you, like I said earlier, where I started. I had nothing in me for the practices. So I rolled out my mat every day and I started to give myself, I started with 15 minutes because, again, I was still forcing myself. But I spent those 15 minutes just being with whatever came up. Just giving myself permission to just be whatever the fuck I was in that moment, because I didn't have any energy to change me. I was doing all sorts of things that were really bad for my health to just try to survive. Addiction and horrible emotional patterns and triggers, and I was a fucking mess. But I started with just showing up for me. Because I also realized at that time in my life that it didn't matter how much I did for anybody else. I can never guarantee that someone else will always show up for me. I cannot guarantee that somebody else will be here for me when I need them. I cannot guarantee what anybody else does. If I need a reliable ally, if I need real trust, reliable, consistent love and affection and compassion and respect, shit, it has to come from me. It has to come from me. How am I supposed to do that when I feel like a fucking idiot? Surrender. Humility. And no, I'm not talking about surrender to some, like, religious god or some doctrine. I'm not talking about surrender to some guru that you just met or that you've been idolizing for years, or that your ego tells you is what you need. Surrendering to you. Because you are your direct access channel to Source. Source, God, divinity, vibrates through everything in the entire universe, including you. When I started from the just show up part, when I started to give myself consistently that same time every single day, I heard something really profound. I was sitting in that space listening to my heartbeat after throwing a fit, after screaming and kicking my feet and banging my fists and crying. And I was just listening to my heart slow down. And in that moment, I remembered that this body is a temple that is built to house and carry divinity throughout the lifetime, your entire life. The biggest misnomer is that we've been taught that God or higher power is something inaccessible, intangible, super far away, and you got to go through a middleman, and you got to do certain practices, and you got to like do prostrations and all this other stuff to get to there. What a when the truth is that God is always here in your heart, with you, listening to everything that you say, feeling everything that you feel, experiencing every thought, word, action, breath, moment with you. My friend, if you realize that you are a conduit for divine energy, what's your purpose? What am I worth? Anything. You are a conduit for divine energy to understand itself and experience creation. That's pretty fucking important. That's pretty fucking special. It's a fucking miracle if you ask me. Because there's never been anyone like you and never will be anyone like you. Not exactly. And you want to bitch at you? You want to talk down to you? You want to belittle and shame you? Do you really think that's what God wants you to do? You really think that Source would create this once in a creation miracle only to torture it? That's some crazy narcissistic bullshit, isn't that? If you don't see God in all, you won't see God at all, at all. If you don't see God in all, you won't see God at all, at all. That means in you too. Not just in somebody else, not just in the masters, not just in the gurus. This is what I mean by talking about the guru within. I don't need self-love. I don't need self-care. I love myself just enough. But do you meet yourself with reverence? I love myself, okay? But do you value yourself to the extent that you would protect, support, heal yourself? Do you value yourself enough to spend even just 5 minutes? I know. Self-care, I can't fit self-care into my day. I'm too busy. I'm not talking about an hour at the fancy yoga studio where you gotta fucking get in your car and get there and spend gas and pay for the class and buy the right yoga mat and look good in your pants, whatever. No. Self-care can be as simple as being present and meeting whatever comes up with curiosity and willingness. Pootie Toots, what does it mean to meet yourself with reverence? When we talk about reverence, we talk about the way we meet a god or a deity or even a royalty, when we look up to, and in a way, a kind of idolization, but not the same. Reverence is a humility and respect too. something higher than, greater than, more powerful than us wee little meat bags. Meet yourself as if God resides inside of your heart. Meet yourself as if God is listening to everything that you say. Meet yourself as if God is privy to the emotions and the pain and the anger that you experience. If you believe in a higher power, would you torture? Would you take that thing out of the divine bubble, its divine bubble? And if you had the responsibility for holding on to God's pinky finger for your entire life so that you can return it back to him, would you fucking destroy it? Would you talk shit about it the entire life? Would you try to give it away to people? Would you bury it somewhere else and say, nobody can ever see the fact that I have a piece of God within me? Pootie toots. Currently, I'm not a meatbag. I am a soggy potato. I adore you. You know how I have the avocado onesie? Well, you know how the saying goes, potato, potato, right? No, it's potato, avocado. I have changed it. Potato, avocado. Potato, avocado. Red Mama Yeti. Some days I love myself. Other days I ask what I am doing. I try to remember gratitude when I'm feeling meh. And that's the reality. This is why we go to the foundation piece of curiosity and willingness, right? You notice the foundation of mindfulness does not have compassion, patience, love, or any of that shit in it. Because, again, well, where do I start? I did not have the capacity for those things. Those feelings, those states of being are higher frequency vibrations that many of us barely tap into. So the foundation does not have the fucking bells and whistles in it. Because at the very, very least, we can at least cultivate curiosity. At least be willing to take some deep breaths and hold space for the anger, the sadness, the fear, the shitty self-talk, whoa, I almost lost my coffee. That was a lot of adrenaline. Hold on. Life happens all around us. I almost spilled my coffee, delicious coffee, all over my nice clothing and my rug. What happened? What happened? Everything in my system went, right? Now, most of us are used to meeting that with, okay, and we move on and we just move to the next thing, right? Do you know out in nature, when a deer gets chased by a bear or a mountain lion or something like that, you know what they do? They get adrenaline pumping through their system. That's fucking fight or flight. Gotta run. He's gonna eat me. As soon as they stop, as soon as they're to safety, assuming they get to safety, they shake. They shiver that adrenaline out because that shivering, that shaking, relaxes the muscles. Opens the channels so adrenaline can release from the system. Adrenaline tenses your muscles. If I bring my attention to that tension and breathe through it, and just replace it with intention. The intention to just be present, the intention to feel whatever's coming up. And if I can muster it, then maybe I'll give myself some compassion. If I feel like it, maybe I'll offer myself some kind words. Some days there are no kind words, so we abide by the rule, if you have nothing nice to say, then don't say anything at all sometimes. We have to have that discussion. But in these moments of unexpected, right? Life is life. Life is going to happen. We can't stop pain from happening. We can't tell the world to shut the fuck up so we can meditate. We're not going to find peace because the world's going to finally be peaceful. We manifest it in our lives because we cultivate it within ourselves. And that means meeting yourself in each moment with curiosity and willingness at the very, very least. I'm still feeling my muscles slowly unravel. That little brief moment made 2 of my fingers go numb. The beauty of my fucked up spine and stuff like that and nervous system is that it literally manifests in my physical body almost immediately. Hey, thanks for the cat, my friend. You should check out the hair one. There's like a cool Johnny Bravo hair, Elvis hair thing in there. That's my favorite one. Hello, Oregon artists. Hello. So do I want more coffee? Yeah, I probably need to warm up my coffee. Pooty toots. Ultimately, though, all physical possessions are replaceable. Hard to remember in the moment. Oh, attachment? Attachment, you say? What is attachment? It's holding. It's tension. I am attached to something. A person, a stone, a coffee, a breath. Remember that everything in your life, everything in creation, everything in the matrix is finite. Everything is finite. Match it with the breath. Inhale and exhale. Tension just now rose in my system. Thank you, sir.
Mm-hmm.
It's so cool to have friends.
More cream and sugar.
Just a wee bit of maple. A wee bit of maple. Okay, so everything matches with the breath. Everything matches with the breath. Thank you, Oregon artists. I like the sunshine. I was just talking about it earlier about how I fight about the sunshine with it, but I can't get away from it. So anyway, everything is finite. Everything is finite. Everything is finite. You are literally finite, right? Your physical body, right? The you, as manifest, the material realm is all finite. So that moment when I just almost spilled my coffee, that was a natural of life, wasn't it? Literally, I think I went, I inhaled the present moment. The experience arose in my life. Hello! Crazy adrenaline and some numbness and almost coffee falling, fear, right? Hello, all those things. And then what do we do right afterwards? Exhale that tension. Can you imagine if you breathed like this? Like the way we meet our emotions or our fears? Can you imagine if you breathed like that? Okay, so I have a fear. Let's say my fear. I don't care. I'm bad with examples. Otherwise, I get on a side tangent about examples. So something comes up. That thing happened, right? That thing falling out. My thing. Ah! Stop, pirates. Trying to explain more. Fuck. Imagine if I inhaled that experience and then held my breath and stood there holding my breath, wondering if I had the right response to the cup falling almost over. Did I grab it quick enough? And am I going to start bitching at myself for hitting the cup in the first place? What an idiot. You nearly knocked that shit over. The whole time, I'm still holding it, aren't I? I've inhaled this. I'm holding it in my body. I'm examining it. I'm bitching about it. I'm attaching stories to it. I'm telling myself I'm always fucking unreliable. I'm always making messes. What a fucking immature, irresponsible... What a massive inhale. I'm still holding that shit in. It starts to hurt because I'm holding it in so long. Let that shit go. Fear rises up in my body. Oh, anxiety. Oh. I don't need to attach a story to it. I don't need to bitch at myself for it. I don't need to tell the feeling it's invalid or wrong or bad or it needs to go away. I don't need to do anything except stay with the breath. Be curious enough to take the inhale. It's experience, it's life, that's life. Be curious and willing to take the inhale. I'm willing to experience. And I'm willing to let go. Because if everything is finite, what happens when you put perishable food in your pantry? It rots and it molds and it turns sour and then it starts to stink and it festers. What do you think happens when an emotion or a fear inhales, rises up in your system? It's a finite thing, but here you are taking this beautiful, gorgeous apple that is your fear, and then you stick it over here up in underside your rib cage here, right? And then every time this apple comes back up, you stuff it back here again in your gut. And you go, God, my digestion sucks, and I'm always having anxiety, and I'm having acid reflux, and I'm really struggling to have this conversation because of all the butterflies in my belly. You have rotting apples of fear in your gut that you've been storing away for God knows how long, and your ego characters in your body are screaming, saying, it reeks! Please let him go! Please, can we take these dump the apples out, please? Oh no, I've been doing this for so long. I've got a huge basket of apples. It'll take so long for me to heal. Learn to bend time and space with mindfulness, with your fucking breath. It could also be that I'm just 6 months pregnant. That's true. Any of you gut stuff, yes, you could also just be pregnant. Red Mama Yeti. Oh, wait. Oregon artist, you said, finite is what scares me. It's natural. It is what it is. Why do I run from the idea? Really, the easiest answer is almost always safety. Fear comes out of our need for safety. And so if we're running from things being finite in our reality, well, we probably don't feel safe in our infinite state of being. Most of us don't, because we're not doing that exploration until we're later on in life. And we learn that everything is finite. And so we try to attach our sense of security to finite things. And we repeatedly attach our sense of security to finite things. Those finite things go away. And then we feel very insecure because we can't attach to any of the things in our reality. But you're not supposed to be attaching to the things in our reality because they're finite. And you are infinite. That longing, that loneliness, that emptiness is your infinity waiting for you to rest in it. And when you rest in that place, it's a beautiful dance, watching the clouds rise and fall, watching the ocean pull in and out, and you're at peace in that place, moving in unison and stillness. Still moving in unison. Red Mama Yeti, trying to release pain of an old friend dropping me for venting about some hard things. Eek. Feels I've been given a villain crown that only halfway fits. I'm so sorry, honey. We got to remember, and again, one of the biggest things for me is just remembering that everybody is dealing with their own bullshit, and everybody, like, this is why we're cultivating the community over there in Discord, because most of us don't have people where we can truly lay it out and be seen and have space held for us. And most people that we try to vent to usually believe that it's their job to fix it for us. And so it creates this kind of codependent relationship and an energy exchange thing that a lot of us, it doesn't feel good to a lot of us. It's not healing. It's not. But when we find people that are willing to just be present with our experience and to watch us ride those waves of the rise and fall and be willing not to judge us and be willing to see the value in our exercise. What? Exercise? Yes. the practice, the value in the process, because it is me walking through the process, standing on my board, riding the wave, climbing the mountain that teaches me how to do it. Not everybody is going to have the capacity to do that for us. And it's really hard when we trust somebody to do that and they don't. I feel you. And it's the very reason why I started to cultivate all of that inside of me. And after years, a couple of years of cultivating that inside of me, I now feel better capable of seeing it and cultivating it outside of myself. I tried desperately to cultivate it outside of myself first. It didn't work. But rooted from in here affords me the ability to more clearly see, I guess, feel into those situations. And I'm not saying that from a place of judgment, because again, I've been with those people and I've been in those situations and I've had that happen plenty of times, and I've probably done that to people plenty of times. But it just brings me back to this. It has to start within me. Because I'm the only one I have any control over. I'm the only one I can... You see where I'm at in my healing. I'm the only one I can truly trust. I'm the only one who will truly ever love me. We're still cultivating the external piece because I'm still learning the internal piece. When people villainize us for our truth, it's indicative of what they do themselves, right? And it's an opportunity for us to remind ourselves that we're not villains. This is an opportunity for deep self-care. Give yourself an extra beautiful mirror today. Give yourself extra beautiful practices of self-care. Remind yourself, hell, invite your villain to the table and say, you're fucking beautiful. You're fucking amazing. Sorry that person didn't have the capacity to see that. But I love you. That's how I talk to my pirates. Hey, Birch Tree, how are you? Oh, yeah, Red Mama Yeti, need to ask permission to vent. And what's with only wanting the good vibes? I know. It really just, again, it's really about cultivating. I think it's about cultivating community of people who are willing to do the work and willing to show up for it and willing to put down their judgment. Like, you have to be doing this intentionally. Otherwise, you're doing it, there's unconscious programming that's happening, right? That's causing us to do the things and be the things and say the things. Red Mummy, it's like not being accepted as a full human being. My question immediately then is, do you accept? I mean, I don't mean to say it, right? I don't mean to say it in a way that's either mean or anything like that. But really, what's the capacity with which you accept yourself as a whole human being? Almost always, our experience outside of ourselves echoes what we feel inside of ourselves, even if it's unconscious. And this is the thing that really gets me. I'm terrified of the idea that there's some unconscious programming in my mind or in my body that's leading me to chaos and suffering, right? That's fucking terrifying. Why do I keep ending up in this bad relationship situation? Because there's something unconscious. I'm not consciously fucking choosing that. Maybe I'm consciously like kind of walking away from red flags or like, ignoring red flags or what have you. But there's a lot going on subconsciously that I'm not paying attention to. How do we change the outside? How do we adjust the outside? By seeding those changes within and by cultivating those changes within over time. And as we do that, then we learn to bend time and space, and time becomes more irrelevant. It's okay if you have a deep well. It's okay if you have a lot of trauma. It's okay if you feel totally fucking broken. It's okay if you feel terrified. It's okay. You are exactly where you need to be. Exactly as you need to be. Exactly when you need to be for your healing, your journey, your fucking miraculous adventure. Who deserves your trust and love and attention more than you? Start to shift. Every day, meet yourself for just 5 minutes if you don't have any more. 15 if you can, more if you've got it. Focus your intention. Just be with myself every day. Cultivate some trust. I don't know, whatever comes of it. Just show up. Keep my attention on it for those full 5 minutes or 15 minutes or however long I choose. And anytime my attention wanders off to something else, I go, oops, hey, remember the intention? Just to be present with ourselves for 5 minutes every day. Bring the attention back as many times as you have to. And every time it wanders off, meet it with a curiosity and willingness. Huh, interesting. You wandered off to some fear from like 10 years ago. Okay. Come back to your intention. And if you can muster it, offer yourself love. Say some kind words. Give yourself some compassion. If anger arises or sadness or fear, hold yourself. Give yourself some rocks, some sweet words. If you can't muster those things, and when you wake up and spend those 5 minutes with yourself, you're mad in there, at least be curious and willing to let that be. And if you want to process it, you don't want to carry it on the entire day long, then breathe. Inhale to create space for it. Inhale to accept that it exists. Hi, I woke up fucking pissed today. Bang! Exhale. I'm willing to let that shit go whenever it's ready to untangle itself from my fucking brain. Inhale. Yep, still feeling fucking pissed. That's not the way I want to spend my day, so you can leave whenever you feel like it. You think I'm gonna fucking leave? You're gonna spend the entire day in a shitty mood. Interesting self-talk there. What's up your butt? Up my butt? Didn't you remember the fucking nightmare we just had? That stupid memory about the... Oh, yes, I do. Actually, you're right. I do remember that memory. That dream fucking sucked, and I hate waking up like that. I feel like the brain's fucking out to get me, and I can never have any peaceful sleep. I'm sorry we're still having nightmares. I understand. I feel you. Thanks. You're welcome. Maybe I'm not so pissed anymore. Cool. You ready to get up and have some coffee? Yeah, coffee actually sounds pretty fucking good. Cool. Let's go do it. Just 5 minutes. Can change everything. But not if you don't have your intention and attention there. Not if you're not meeting things with curiosity and willingness. What does that look like if I'm not meeting it with curiosity and willingness? What does it mean if I'm not cultivating my attention and intention? It means I wake up to my alarm after some shitty dream, and it sinks into the back of my mind, and my body and my breath and my brain remain agitated for most of the day. And I perpetuate it because I keep feeling more agitated that I'm agitated. Then I have 2 cups of coffee or 3 because I'm fucking trying to deal with the agitation. And then I have a few cigarettes because now I'm jazzed. And I end up fucking shit up at work because I'm pissed and on high, fucking on one. That can influence my entire day long. And it has. Not anymore. Because I found my captain. Because I don't let the ego emotion manifestations drive. because I don't give my emotions a trigger button to hit the eject, right? And fly us out of the plane kind of deal, or fly us into the mountain. Like, shit. The ego, the emotions, they are not very good at navigating. In fact, they're pretty shitty or immature novice drivers. Some aspects of the ego have learned to drive very expertly and learned to manifest themselves in a very mature kind of way. They are still not the captain. Lena, radical acceptance. I've been working on this skill personally, and I appreciate this chat today. I'm grateful you're here. That's exactly what I've been calling it for the past few years. Radical acceptance. Revolutionary self-care. Inclusivity. Inclusive of all my parts. Because my system is a finite energy field. Imagine if you were given 10 spoons to use every day for your entire life. You only have 10 spoons. That's a lot of people can do a lot of stuff with 10 spoons, right? I have to replenish my spoons every day, or I'm using dirty, broken, old spoons. And if I don't like or accept or use 4 of my fucking spoons, then what am I left with? Only 6 spoons to work with. I'm going to feel a little stressed. That's going to be a little tense. That's going to be a little hard. And then if somebody else comes and asks me for a spoon or two, well, I feel obligated to give them my spoons. Now I'm down to 4. Well, I've got to show up for my country and watch the politics shit and debate and whatnot, whatever. And that's going on in my brain and, trying to align my morality with my fucking life in this damn culture that is definitely not aligned with my morality. Oh, I'm supposed to fucking self-care? You think I have spoons left for self-care? That's how we self-care. Now, try again. You are given 10 spoons to use every day. That first spoon feeds you. Feeds your heart, your soul, your spirit, your body. That first spoon is to nourish you. You know what's the funny thing about doing that? When you use that first spoon to nourish you, you don't lose a spoon when you nourish you. You keep all 10 spoons. And every time you come back to nourishing yourself, you regain those spoons. Yeah, I might only have 10 spoons. And if I try to use all those spoons and give them all away and dump them all first thing in the morning, well, I'm not going to have any fucking spoons for later. But if I use a spoon and then self-care, use a spoon and then self-care, use a spoon and then self-care, use some spoons and then self-care, what do I have at the end of the day? 10 spoons. Huh. These spoons are magic. They're regenerating spoons. All I have to do is spend some time in self-care? Yes. You mean like a super long yoga flow and I've got to say some complicated mantras and I've got to remember all these tools? No. I mean self-care of cultivating my intention and my attention, being curious, about what's occurring in my body and being willing to receive the messages, because my system is my ally and my allies are leading me to my self-actualization. My body's out to get me. My brain is always attacking me. They are leading you to your healing. Why are they screaming at you? Because you're ignoring them. Why are they yelling? Because they need your attention. This is your check engine light. Anything in the engine, vehicle, system at all is out of balance, it's going to manifest in your check engine light. That's what it's for. But y'all are driving around with some fucking duct tape on top of the check engine light saying, it's fine. Those sounds and those rattles and the shake and the wobble and the smell, nah, it's perfectly good. There's nothing wrong. And then we wonder why it breaks down. What a piece of shit car. It broke down after driving it for 30 years and never giving it a real good tune-up. Or maybe only giving it tune-ups, right? Just like surface level. Just change the oil. Some of y'all got bananas in the damn gas tank, like in the exhaust pipe. We do so much to like gum up and fuck with our systems, almost entirely out of ignorance. So when you realize how much you have ignored your system, again, you can meet that with a willingness and curiosity. And if you can muster it, compassion, and go, dang, we've been operating for so many years without realizing the intrinsic value and power within our systems. And by doing so, we unintentionally really fucking hurt ourselves. I am really sorry. And I'm not really going to ask for forgiveness. I'm just going to start building trust. I'm just going to start right here and now. So I'm going to close my eyes because I'm talking about meeting me, not anybody else. So I'm going to close my eyes. I'm going to bring my attention to wherever it's called. And at this moment, there's a little tension in my neck. And I'm going to take a deep breath in. I'm going to imagine the way that the breath moves through my body, creating space for whatever tension exists in my system. And with a gentle smile, I exhale and offer it release. I offer it release by relaxing the muscles in my body so the physical tension can start to relax. If I inhale again and notice that tension is still there, we can exhale and relax again. And there are some tensions that come and go, like me almost dropping my cup. And there are some tensions that it might take many, many breaths before they really start to unwrap themselves from you. Remember again, every bit of tension is a protection. My system is my ally. It behooves me to listen to my ally, right? Nobody else is inside of my system. No one else can inform me about what's happening inside of my system as expertly as me, as these various parts of me. Again, I say the greatest misnomer, the greatest misdirection in this world is the culture that has taught us to turn away from the truth that exists within us and to look for all of our answers and healing outside of ourselves. You won't find it. You'll find ways to treat the symptoms. You'll find attachments to finite things that are not intended to sustain you. Most of us are operating on finite energy fields, sucking dry each other's energy fields, or the getting energy from social media, and so that we can feel validated, right? Getting energy from being type A as fuck at work, right? Getting energy from these finite experiences, getting energy from my status as my title or as my job or as my celebrity status or whatever the fuck, right? Like these are all finite sources of energy. That is not what your system is meant to run on. It's like eating junk food all fucking day long, like your whole life long. The culture that we live in has encouraged you to ignore your system, to fill it with junk food, and to basically fucking run it into the ground until you can't anymore. It teaches you to deny your system. It is not supporting your self actualization. So if you're anything like me and don't want to be manipulated and are not interested in being pushed around by a culture that has not my interest, not my best interest at heart at all, then I encourage you to hang out in this space. Classes are free in this space. Right now, I am live Monday, Friday, and Saturday at 10 a.m. Pacific time. Monday, we work with a tool, a mudra usually, and we do a little meditation and mostly shenanigans and Dharma talk. On Friday, we do tiny yoga. Replays are on YouTube at Move with Change. Saturdays, we do a bigger meditation with our mudra again. Some schedule changes will be happening in November, December, and then next year is going to be our big shift. We are going to dive really deeply into everything about the energy system. For those of you who hang out in here regularly, you know that everything I do is from that energetic standpoint, from the understanding of the energy body. And it's what brought me the most understanding about my system, and employing all these tools from all these places, right? To use all these mirrors and checks and balances. I found that my energy body is the only way that I can access all parts of me, the only way that I have been able to adjust, heal, realign, balance parts of me that are inaccessible in any other way. And we start from the most foundational pieces. So if you're like, I can't meditate, nuh-uh, I don't know Sanskrit, nuh-uh, don't worry about those things. I'll walk you through every breath. We'll move through every finite little layer of posture. Heart forward, right? In this space, information is always free, because this is the very information that saved my life, that gave me my life back when I thought it was completely gone. Josh, what is a mudra? Mudras are hand positions. Actually, there are different kinds of mudras. There are eye mudras, tongue mudras, mouth mudras, all sorts of other things. Hasta mudras are the ones that we use primarily in these classes, and they are hand positions that work by redirecting the energy channels in the body. Mudras are, for example, our mudra for this week is called the Vajra Mudra, and it's the Thunderbolt Mudra. So it's done like so. I like to clap my hands together when I'm doing it because it's the Thunderbolt Mudra. Was the Shukri? Yes, was this one Shukri? Yes, it was. This is Shukri. Yes, this is another mudra. The Vajra Mudra is our mudra for this week, and it's done like so. Sorry, I've got a bunch of stuff down here on the floor. We bring our palms together in front of us, interlace all of the fingers except the pointer and the thumb. Roll the thumbs in so that they are side by side. That's going to open up your indexes just a little bit. You can hold it here at the heart, or the best way to do this mudra for the maximum effect is sitting on your knees, holding the mudra directly overhead. Make sure that when you do this, remember that we hold our posture with intention, and anytime we find tension, we let it go. Inhale, create space in your system. Exhale any tension. We hold our mudras for a minimum of 5 minutes because it takes 5 minutes for energy to circulate through your system. How do mudras work? They redirect the energy channels that run through the fingers and hands, right? So the thumb is the element of fire in your system. The index is air. The middle is spirit or ether. The ring is earth. And the pinky is water. This is not something that I made up. This is something that has been used in healing and medicine and therapies for thousands of years. Long before Western medicine started making pills for the same things. So each mudra does a different thing by moving different energies. This mudra works to clear the Sushumna channel. The Sushumna channel is the central energy channel that runs through our system. This is the center of our toroidal field, and this is where that divine energy comes in, that source energy from our root chakra and from our crown chakra. It comes into the central energy channel. That infinite prana, that divine pranic energy, right, comes into the heart and is manifested into your toroidal field, your temporary, your finite field of energy. My field of energy is generated by my heart. My heart is made of defibrillator cells. Those defibrillator cells work together to go boom, 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 boom. Did you know that science has already proved that the heart does not circulate the blood through the body? The heart is actually not a muscle that pumps your blood through your body. Does it assist? It's not its primary job. In fact, there are defibrillator cells here. There are also synapses. Synapses are the same material in your brain that create habits, like when you learn to speak or walk or ride a bike, or any of your behaviors or any of the things that you do are maintained through synapses. Your heart has synapses as well. If you're interested in more science about this, go look up the Heart Math Institute. The Heart Math Institute shows and has studied how the heart and the defibrillator cells generate this energy vibration, this frequency. Your frequency is as unique as your fingerprints and your irises. You are a miracle, and only you unto yourself. You are that unique. And that energy goes, yes, Pootie Toots. So your heart is like brain number 2. Opposite. Your heart is brain number 1. Remember how your energy field is the way that you get through all layers of self? Your brain does not have that capacity, does it? Your brain is the filing cabinet, records room, the librarian. And oftentimes, because we live in this culture, we get the wrong idea that our brains are the masters, when really our hearts experience someone's energy far before our brain figures out what emotion they're having. I feel it. We all feel it. The question is, how aware of it are you? Your heart is the first mode of communication with the external world and the internal world, and it's pretty much the only means for accessing all layers of the self. They're just butter consistency computers we operate through. I call it the computer of the ship, or the vehicle, right? Of the vessel. So next year, what we're going to do is we're going to start with the aura in January. Then we're going to move into the bodies, the koshas, and the elements and the channels within ourselves. We're going to do the aura and the koshas, external energy body. Then we're going to do the internal channels and elements. Then in March, we're going to go to the lower chakras, the earth chakras, the feet, the knees. In April, we're going to work with the root chakra. We're going to continue up the chakra system until we get to the soul star and the ethereal chakras. And then I think that leaves one more month. I think that leaves December, and I think I have in a note somewhere some really cool idea of what to do with December, but I cannot remember it. So luckily, it's going to be a surprise. We're going to spend all next year, an entire month, on every single aspect of your energy body. What I'm going to be doing that month is I'm going to shower you with all the tools, foods, herbs, movements, meditations, mantras, mudras, songs, frequencies. I'm running out of ideas. Everything to align, treat, heal, adjust, whatever you need to discover that part of your system. My intention is that by the end of next year, you will be your own guru. You will sit beside or with or in the seat of your captain. And you will have laid the foundation to walk yourself to self-actualization. And to do so with the support of your entire system. I would like to change the world. I would like to save the fucking world. I would like to go change a fuck ton of things that I have no control over. What I do know is that no one controls someone who is self-actualized. And I also know that most of us are being manipulated and controlled in a variety of ways. So like I said before, if you're done with that bullshit and you are ready to step squarely on your path, centered in flow, in your truth, and learn the tools to do that for yourself, and then allow that to expand into your manifested physical reality around you and the people around you and the situations around you, then make sure you keep coming to class. I'm also making a workbook. So it's not just going to be a year full of classes. It's going to probably be pretty big. I'm going to make a workbook to go with the entire year of classes so that you guys have more than just me talking at you and content to download, but you have a journal specifically designed to walk you through all of these pieces and all of the layers of the self so that when we get into December, you have a year of how to help us just align and love you. I can't coach everybody, right? I can't I charge a good bit for, not a good bit for coaching, but I charge for coaching because that is my personal time and it's finite. I only have so much to give to coaching. But this is really important. You want to change the world? You want to heal yourself, other people? You have those big, grandiose ideas that maybe we really can change our reality? It has to start right here. It has to start right here. And it's only going to happen when we make the commitment to ourselves. Today is all you have. Stop trying to make a commitment to yourself that says someday in the future that might not come, I'll show up for you. Or I showed up for you yesterday. Come on. You deserve you every day more than anyone and anything else does. And the reality is, if you don't get that to yourself, you're losing spoons all day long. Sitting with your teachings have helped me truly understand just how to just be. I want to be a being, not a doing. So I'm down. Yay! That's it. We cultivate being in this space. Sure, we do some stuff. But mostly we cultivate those foundational pieces so that you can build your temple of self-actualization. Self-actualization. Josh, you're awesome, but that must be a hard burden on myself. What? What must be a hard burden? I'm curious what particular thing you think is a hard burden. Yes, son?
This is kind of important.
Okay, what is it?
How do you fix the microwave when the heater was on?
Oops. The power box is right there. Tell Leb to switch the breaker. It'll be there's the only one that'll be kind of off. I think it's a red one.
Okay.
And-
Could I try?
No, absolutely not.
Okay.
Nope. That's an adult job. Thank you, son. Thank you for letting me know. Oh, Leb, you can hear me. It's over there. Josh, I'm curious. You said it must be a hard burden. Is it a hard burden on me to teach for free? Is it a hard burden on me to do coaching? Is it a hard burden on me to wish I could change the world? Because that was a terrible burden on me. Yes, it was. Being awesome is a terrible burden. You're so cool, Josh. Thanks. It is. It's a terrible burden. You know, they say that some problems are not terrible problems to have, but they're still problems. It's like being cute. It's a problem. It's not a terrible problem, but it can be a problem. It's cute to hear my son's voice. So, anyway, I'm building this workbook so that we can do this together. I'm building this workbook so that we can change the world. And even if you don't want to change the world at large, even if you're fine with how everything is working in reality, we can always learn to meet ourselves. We can always learn to cultivate a sense of trust. We can always find a little more peace, right? Hopefully. All right, my friends, I am going to go. Oh, wait. One last thing before I go. Okay, one last thing. Really exciting. One last thing. At the end of this month, I'm doing a workshop. This workshop, so like I was just saying, information is free, right? Information is free in this space. My time, I do charge for because that's finite and very valuable to me. So here's how I do the workshops. Here's how I'm going to try to do the workshops this time. We'll see how it works. I have a Discord space. Come into the Discord. We're actually going to do it through Zoom. We're going to do the workshop through Zoom, but we'll do it through the Discord and then Zoom. That is free. If you show up on Halloween and then the first 2 days of November, it's going to 3-day workshop, the 31st of October and then the 1st and 2nd of November. That is a free class. We're going to go for 1 hour all 3 days, and you will get to go through the entire home funeral workshop. Sorry, I didn't tell you what it was. Did I tell you? It's a home funeral workshop. It's how to do home funerals, how to take back your aftercare rights. Because in most states, you can absolutely care for your loved one at home, and in many states, you can bury them on your own property. So watch for more content being posted about that, about home burial rights. The workshop itself is going to be the 31st, the 1st, and the 2nd, an hour each day. If you show up to that workshop, you get the information for free. If you would like to download the material and keep the material, or if you just want the workshop without having to come to the class, that will be available on my Patreon page. Again, patreon.com/movewithchange, and that will be available the first day of the workshop so that nobody gets it ahead of time, right? So, my phone's dying. I have 5%. Now I really do have to go, and the computer's dying. Was there another piece in that workshop? I'm not going to tell you. There's a surprise. I have a surprise for you if you show up for the workshop. If you purchase the workshop, there is also a surprise included in there as well. If you, let's see. But those will be done in Zoom. So you got to be there in Zoom. Okay, I should go because everything's just going to crash here in a second. All right, YouTube, I love you.